My name is Stacy Lee Williams, and I am the founder and owner of King Leo Promotions and Productions. And I'm also the director of the Founder Scholarship Fund, which is a scholarship fund for Collier County students.
Mrs. Stacy Lee Williams has created platforms that allow art to be showcased in its various forms, including music, dance and other performing arts, visual art, and culinary art. She enriches the lives of residents of Southwest Florida through entertainment that represents the cultural diversity of our community.
So when I moved to Southwest Florida right after September 11th, my kids were very young, 5 and 8, and I didn't see anything positive of the Caribbean culture happening here in Southwest Florida. You know, we left New York where there was such a rich, diverse Caribbean culture, and just felt it's really sad that they weren't going to be a part of that. And I mentioned that to one of my friends once, and she says, well, why don't you do something about it? So we started a show called Rhythm Runway, and it was music and fashion, Caribbean music and fashion. And we did that festival downtown for a couple of years. We moved it to FGCU for a couple of years. And then we stopped doing events here in Southwest Florida and took the company global. I have a really awesome team up in New York that consists of my sister and my brother-in-law and a really amazing marketing team. And through that has made King Leo Promotions one of the premier Caribbean event planning companies in the world. And then in 2021, I decided to, bring the show back here. We did the first one, which was Roar, Rhythm on a Rooftop, and then got approached by Michelle Hilton Terry and said, hey, the mayor has a diversity council that they've been really trying to put on an event, and, just haven't been able to get it off the ground. So then in 22, I did the first ever diversity festival here in Southwest Florida, which was actually the first festival at the new amphitheater. And I'm very proud of that. It was a really amazing show. And then this past year here that we're in, we did a number of events. We did Jazz Picnic on the Farm. We did Under the Blue Moon. We did another version of Roar. And just really show the community how diverse, our event planning could be and how very inclusive it could be.
She enriches the lives of residents of Southwest Florida through entertainment that represents the cultural diversity of our community.
I think it's about realizing that there is no one-size-fits-all service. Meet people where they're at, not expecting them to have to live up to some kind of standard in order to get service and help. It's also providing authentic service, and also leading with love and gratitude for the community. Because I think that sometimes we paint a picture in our head of how people should be or how things should be or what should be happening. And sometimes we have to take a step back and realize that people are coming with their own stories, and compassion and love is something that you always have to extend. And that's where you get to see the real work, when you extend that to people and see their true self come out.
Stacy Lee Williams allows us to embrace all that we are and all of what we are.
I would advise them to ask questions, be open, learn from history, but also understand the context of where things are, and, also to rest. Like, the victory is not won by one person, right? Like, you can take a rest and pass the torch and then come back to it.
Mrs. Williams embodies the quote, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that."
Oh, I would say that it's a dream that's being realized. As I watch our community change, it definitely doesn't look like it looked 20 years ago when I moved here. Just the diversity of the community and the influx of immigrants and other minorities and just more people. And I feel like I'm seeing the change where people are embracing the change. And, again, and I go back to it all the time, I preach collaboration and inclusion. And that's what I want to see. That's my dream. So that 100 years from now, they'll have a positive story to tell about what we did making sure that the community was inclusive.
The Xi Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and the Southwest Florida Alpha Educational and Leadership Foundation is pleased to present the 2024 Keeper of the Dream Award to Mrs. Stacy Lee Williams.